Welcome. Oh, wait, hold on. Trey gonna get mad. Welcome to the Hill Country Nation Sports Wrap-Up Show here on this beautiful Monday. Rain around the Hill Country and also in San Antonio, but kind of hit and miss and stuff like that. But week one, well, you know what? Let me take these off. Week one under the belt already, and Trey, I tell you what, dude, there was some good games around the Hill Country.
Man, if week one had
a great first half of our Hill Country Nation Sports game of the week on Friday.
Oh, man, if week one is any indication how the season's going to go, we are in for a treat this year.
Yeah.
Some upsets, some close games, some one-point score games. Man, but why you got to be teasing me about rain? We didn't get jack crap here in Kerrville. It was all around us, all these dark clouds, and all it brought was freaking humidity. We didn't get nothing.
Just
nothing.
It's how it is, man.
Different cooler temperature.
Hey, tonight's game, our game is sponsored by Vision Source. I tell you what, Dr. Tilly been my eye doctor since I was just a kid, man. And I'll tell you what, he's been doing it for years. In fact, when it comes to any kind of eye vision, laser, whatever, Vision Source is the way to go. They got great deals on contacts, Ray-Bans, and also eyeglasses as well. But you are going to get the best care when it comes around the Hill Country. Vision Source in Kerrville, and of course, proud sponsor of our Hill Country Nation Sports Wrap-Up Show. Man, what a show we got here tonight, Trey.
Oh, I'm excited. I've been trying to get this guy on for a week, but he's a prima donna. It's a show whatever. Had to put his dogs up, his kid, but whatever. I'm happy to have him. Harper Nation, stand up, get excited. You're 1-0 Harper Longhorns. Coach Zenner is in the house.
Welcome to the show, Coach Zenner.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, how about that hat? You like that? That's pretty nice.
I like it. We got one here, too. That's right.
Nice. Coach, first of all, welcome to the show. And second of all, congratulations on your opening victory against the Heinous 28-7. Talk about that game and just what it means to be at home against the Heinous and then, taking it to them and putting the dub on them.
It was good to start out 1-0. Kids they're human beings that they look at the past and we're coming off a 2-8 year. And, there's maybe some doubt going into it from people in the community or parents. And I said, guys, if we can get that one win and kind of put the doubt behind us and get not only the kids and yourself believing, but the parents, the community, and just get excitement back because we're human beings. And when you look at past records and kids can't believe that. But, it was nice playing on a Friday finally. Coach Langfield, he's a buddy of mine over there. And they canceled on us in COVID because they had COVID. So we lost that game. So the next year we played in Heinous on a Saturday. And then after realignment, we played again. And we played there again on a Saturday. And so before the game, he was texting me and I said, hey, man, are you sure you know where Harper, Texas is? You haven't been here in about 10 years. Anyway, we joked back and forth. It was good to get game one at home on a Friday because that Saturday, it doesn't really mess up your week going into it. It messes up the following week because now you got Sunday film. Now you got to break down. You got another week to get ready for. But, it's the kids had a great practice today, and they're excited to be 1-0.
Yeah, talk about I know it's been a tremendously hot summer this year. Talk about how your kids adapted from not playing a full game of 48 minutes, not cramping up injury-wise, everything going good that way.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any science behind it, but we had pickle juice on the sideline.
That works.
I know back in the day I used it. It helps some, it doesn't others. I don't know, but it's been hot, record heat. I think I saw in the news this morning. We get Austin news here at my house, and I think a record number of days over 100. I guess basically hottest summer ever. Mm-hmm. Going back to maybe 2011 was the other one. And you can be kind of hardcore and just stick to your guns, and you got to be tough. But then, common sense kicks in, and I've added more water breaks than I ever have as the head coach into our schedule. Seems like every 16, 20 minutes we're on a water break. We'll eventually get past that, but yeah, you gotta use the information you have and make a smart decision and take care of these kids, because where we're different than maybe a Fredericksburg or a Kerrville is our top dogs play both ways like the whole game, and you're talking 120 to 140 snaps. And we had a few cramps in the live quarters of our scrimmages, and I would joke with those kids, I'm like, guys, we got to play 4 of those, not just 1 quarter. So they take it serious. We had maybe 2 minor cramps, but I would say a big part of that ball game against Tehanas was I thought we were in better shape, and I thought we were, handled the heat and the cramping better than they did.
I was always told pickle juice with water mixed.
Yeah,
not all straight up, but and there's like a fine science. Otherwise, there is a documentary about like Gatorade or something like that, which is cool. You never watched it. It's pretty cool how it worked out. Coach, you got the dub and everything, and now you got next week coming up. I mean, just talk about with that, you got the momentum now, not only with the fan base, but with the boys too, man. Because I mean, they're geared up for this next game.
Yeah, we got Sabinal and Coach Kowalski coming in. Last year we were, road game 2 in a row. Obviously, it's flipped. Now we're home and home, and they beat us last year. It's been kind of a back and forth series with them, very similar to Tehanas. 2 years ago, we played Sabinal at home. I think it was 55-8. We beat them. They scored the opening series 8-0 Sabinal, and then we scored 55 straight. And then we roll into the last year, and I think that one was 41-14. They beat us. We turned it over 5 or 6 times, from pick sixes to fumbles to muffing punts. They beat us fair and square, but it was a super, super sloppy game. And then Sabinal went on and won like 10 or 11 in a row. So yeah, they're coming off a loss. They played Dilley, a bigger school. So they're going to be looking for their first win. 2-0 was the conversation today during film, during the athletic period. But you don't play things on paper, and you're not guaranteed anything. You got to execute and perform. And we're a team we're not maybe young by age. We're young by experience. We lost 8 seniors. I think all 8 were roughly 2-way starters. And so a lot of the people that are replacing those spots were on our JV last year. It's not that they were on the varsity and didn't play as much. This is we're kind of getting to watch some new kids do some things that we're learning from. We're learning what they can do, and it's kind of a slow process. But the goal is, I told them today that when we turn on the film from week 1, we got to look way better in week 4, week 5, week 6, and almost laugh about how sloppy we are right now. So I like our chances against them. I've known Coach Kowalski back from his Ingram days when he was at Ingram. We were playing Harper. So they'll bring their A game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Coach, you're talking about your players and about your experience and inexperience and everything like that. But just talk about your senior leaders like Bryson Lake, Heffridge, how they're helping the wide receiver core and their growth in that and making big playability like they did against Tehanas.
Yeah, Bryson Lake. Go ahead.
He didn't say Jake. He said that's a good thing.
Yeah, it starts with Bryson. He's done a lot better job this year as far as not putting so much pressure on himself. He's a coach's kid. He's the son of our defensive coordinator, Scott Lake. Scott Lake's also our baseball coach. And I felt at times last year, Bryson kind of felt like he had to do too much. I've already joked with him about the Sabinal game. He had quite a few turnovers in that game, and they were effort turnovers. He was trying to fit balls and windows and do things, and he went after a punt he shouldn't have. And he laughed and said, "Coach, don't remind me of that." But we can't. It's Sabinal week, and that happened last year. But I told him, I said, if you want to gear up and go, get that out of your system on defense when Dad's calling it. But offensively, we just need to run the ball, throw the ball when we need to, be efficient, make good decisions, let the game come to you. If we have to punt the ball, let's punt the ball. We have a good defense. Mm-hmm. And but as far as your question about leadership, Bryson he's like a coach on the field. I'm already dreading the day I have to watch him walk off the field for the last time, because he he's a special person. He's a special human being. And I'm not saying anything about him that the community or the kids don't know. It's very, very obvious at practice. It's obvious. It's Bryson. It's the senior. He's about as good of a senior leader as I've had in my career. And he knows the way and he shows them the way, and he backs it up with the way he plays.
Coach, talk about your pre-district schedule, because, I mean, all right, you got D'Hanis out of the way, Sabinal coming up, then you got Sonora, and then, of course, you know, the big rivalry that it doesn't matter. Records are always thrown out. Never doesn't even matter who thinks is better than who, but then Center Point.
Yeah.
Those games that are coming up, are those teams a lot like what you're going to be playing in district? Because you got a pretty good district schedule as well.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You know, going back to your question about preseason, you know, we got Ingram. Ingram is a local, I don't know, rivalry, but we played 7-on-7 over with Coach Damasco, and we play them in just about every sport. And I saw they got a big win over Stockdale, 14-13. Stockdale's in our district. Stockdale had a great year. Coach Damasco's done a great job over there, and those kids are improving and believing each and every day. So that's obviously a tough game on our schedule. Sonora went, I think, 3 rounds last year. Coach Weston's got a lot of those kids back. They're having a big year. And then Center Point, yeah, that's a big one. You know, and so when you compare that to district, just the way I am, and we're all different as head coaches, but the way I am is a football game is a football game. And I don't really try to say, well, this one doesn't matter because district, you know, that's when it matters. This is Texas high school football. It's bragging rights. You're never guaranteed anything beyond injury. A win's a win for your program, for your kids, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, Center Point is a non-district game, but we want to win that dang thing. Mm-hmm. And that's very important to us. So I don't really look at it just like, district matters. Yeah. They all matter. And I think a team like Sonora is a great game. They have size and speed. Yes. And they'll give us a look like Mason will of each and every year. And then in Ingram being a bigger school of near 400 kids will be good for us as well. And then we have Center Point and John Paul. John Paul was one of our wins last year. That's week 6 because we're in a 5-team district, so we have a rotating bye week. So we don't get bye week till week 9. Imagine that.
Oh, I hate it. Always hated that as week 9, then you got to play one more, then it's playoff season, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You're talking about pre-district schedule. I'm talking about your district district. Do you feel like, I mean, it's a 5-team district, 4 teams make it, so each game's going to be a battle. I know district's always a battle, but at the same time, do you feel like this year's kind of like wide open? I mean, I know they picked y'all 5th. We don't count that because games what matter. But Mason kind of be down this year. Stockdale not losing to Ingram. I mean, do you feel like it's more wide open this year? Like it's anyone's district, whoever gets hot at the right time?
Yeah. Shoot, you know, I think the big dog in the district is Mason. No doubt they deserve that. They've won 2 state championships in my time in the Hill Country. They've won I don't know how many district championships in a row.
13 if you want.
Wow. Yeah. Coach McLeod does a great job over there. He's actually a good buddy of mine. My wife graduated with him at Mason. She's actually a ex-Mason person, but she's in Green now. But no, they're good and they deserve it. But we at the end of last year, that's probably the best offensively we've played against them and how many yards we had against Mason. And they beat us handedly, but we were very, very competitive. I think our kids now believe. So if you're talking district, I would say that's kind of the upper echelon. I think our kids figured out they could compete and play at that level. Stockdale, what a great team they had last year. I think they lost a bunch of offensive and defensive linemen. They got their very talented quarterback back. Mm-hmm. And I don't really look at anything with that score with Ingram. I think Ingram's that good. I think Coach Damasco, Coach Hinton's over there. Coach Hinton and I played high school football against one another. I was at Fredericksburg and Hinton was at Tivy. And so we still joke about the Tivy-Fred days. But no, I think they got it going on. I think they beat a good Stockdale team. I think they're that good. And then And Coach Nelson Cordes of Johnson City, that quarterback he has, that kid is a dude. Yeah. He's a dude on the baseball field. He's a dude on the basketball court, football court. I've talked to Coach Cordes about that kid. He'll come to the sidelines and say, Coach, I saw this, I saw that. Do you want to do this? And Nelson's like, yeah, go run it. Go do it, big dog. So he might be the best quarterback in the district. I'd put Bryson right there with him as well. And then Junction. Can't forget Junction. That's probably our district rival. That came down to a field goal last year. We had the ball. We were going in. I think it was 22-20. Time's winding down. I had a timeout or two, and we got it down there, and I burned one, called 2 plays, said we're going to run these plays back-to-back, save the timeout. We got the ball to the middle of the field. Our fans were kind of hooping and hollering, like, what is he doing? What is he? I say, well, I finally told the kids, we're going to get the ball to the middle of the field. We're going to have around a 20-yard field goal, which is a chip shot for our kid. And I said, we're either going to win it or we're going to lose it. And if we make it, we won. If we lose it, we lost. We beat ourselves. And Bryson was the holder, and it was good snap, good hold, plenty leg, and about a foot left. So that was the kick, the play that kept us out of playoffs. And Junction's young. Junction's got everybody back. Probably their best athlete right now. I think he had wrist surgery. Great kid. And he'll be back for the Harper game. Go figure. But I've joked with Coach Freeman. I said, he ain't going to play against us, is he, Coach Freeman? He says, oh, no, he'll be ready for Harper. So, yeah, with you guys kind of being in the sports media world saying it's wide open, maybe it is. I think our kids would like to kind of hear that it's wide open. And, Coach Dean Herbert was my high school football coach, and he always said, high school football is about playing way bigger and better and badder than you are. That's what kids think. They're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and that's what they got to believe. So it's an exciting time of year. You guys getting to talk to you guys and y'all debating what the season looks like, and it's the what if and the kind of mystery out there that makes small town Texas football so fun.
Yeah, it's sure true, because when we look at this district right here, it is pretty much open, and that's the beauty about it. With anybody can beat anybody, of course, on any given Friday. I always love the movie Little Giants.
Yeah.
It may be 100 times we're going to play, but one time. That's all.
One time. That's right.
Yeah. Coach, talk about your coaches and everything, because right now you've had some that have been with you for quite a while. You developed that brotherhood, but at the same time, without them, it kind of it can kind of be kind of rough. Give them a kind of little shout out and just kind of explain what they do and what does it mean for them to be on your side and not on the opposing side.
We got start off with my right hand man. I've been with him now for 9 years. He's one of my best friends in the world, Scott Lake. He's incredible with kids. He's got a way to be super disciplined with them, and then yet he's got a servant heart. He loves them, and he means it. He texts them. He checks on them. He's about as good as they get. I wouldn't be where I am without him. I asked him the other day about when he could retire, and I don't know what it was, 6, 7, 8 years. And I said, well, you better go longer than that, because I'll need a DC and a head baseball coach. But no, he's great. I bounce ideas off of him. He probably knows me better than I know myself. Kind of tells me what I need to be doing. He's kind of my little boss, even though I am the boss. But no, he's great. He's the leader of our defense, and he kind of sets the tone for a lot of areas of our entire program. Coach Varnado, give him a shout out. I joke with him. I call him Tommy Tech or Google Gary, or he's my technology guy with all the fancy stuff. And he's been with us now for about, I guess this is his 4th year, maybe 5th year. And he works with our offensive line, defensive line. He'll be coaching track with us this year. He loves kids. Kids love him. He's a kid magnet. He's a little bit on the younger side, so he kind of plays into that extremely well. Coach Watley he's a coach's kid. His dad was a high school football coach, actually a head coach. Coach Watley works with our secondary and our wide receivers, and he'll also coach track with me, and he also is assistant in basketball. Super knowledgeable guy. He's my more calm, kind of level-headed coach. But you need that. You can't all be rah fire guys. Coach Watley, super intelligent guy. You ask him to do anything, he'll do it. So us four have been there the longest. I want to say Coach Watley's been there 5-6 years, and then we got 2 new guys on staff. I don't know how much y'all cover softball, but we got Coach Kenny King from Centerpoint. He came over. He's going to be our head softball coach, and he's working with our junior high football kids. Super cool guy. I knew him in the coaching world, but never bonded with him on a friendly level. And we start each summer out at my family's cabin. We play golf one day, and then we stay 2 nights and play cards, sit around BS, watch TV, pitch washers, and kind of get to know one another. And that's a big deal to me because that's kind of where I get to know them. And so some of those things we've really kind of tabbed into this summer, and inside jokes. I'm a big believer in staff morale, because if we're not on the same page and having fun, then the kids see it and it's not good. So we've tried to do a really good job of us making sure we gel. And then the last one is our young buck. Oh, good-looking sucker, Coach Garrett Wisdom. He's 25 years old. The girls just love him. Super charming young man. He's been married for maybe 1.5 years, 2 years. Just had a baby girl this summer, little Presley. She's a couple months old. And what a find he was. It's his first coaching job, but his dad is the head baseball coach at Wimberley. Okay. And coaches football in Wimberley secondary. And if you keep up with Wimberley, you know how good they are in football and how deep they go each and every year. Mm-hmm. And our Coach Wisdom, through some of his college courses, followed them during their football playoff run last year. And so he understands X's and O's. He understands scheme. He grew up in field houses with dad. So he's a coach's kid. He understands the sport. I think he's got a great, bright future. He's a middle school football coach for us, but that ain't going to last long. I can see him being a coordinator, head coach way down the line, but I'm lucky to have him because he's a go-getter. He'll do anything you ask of him. The kids love him, and he's kind of a new, kind of upbeat, just kind of it's been great. The kids love him, and he brings a lot of energy to the table. So it's new year, got some new kids, 2 new football coaches. And you just got to put it all together piece by piece and come together and do your best for kids.
Well, Coach, I mean, I want to know a little bit more about as JR phone's going off here or whatever. I want to know, like, you already had 1 game in your belt, 2 scrimmages. What position or positions do you feel like is your strength this year? Like, what's going to lead you to gain victories whenever times get rough and stuff like that?
Man, that's a tough question. I would probably have to say, I think right away, a unit, like an O-line, a D-line, a secondary, a backfield. I would say probably the best unit on our team. And our coaches are going to give me a hard time because I coach them. And I'm not saying that because I coach them, but our inside linebackers, our Mike, Sam, and Will, we base out of a 3-3 stack. Those 3 guys set the tone. They're loud, they're vocal. Obviously, that's led by Bryson Lake, our middle linebacker. He makes the calls, sets the front, relays coverages. Obviously, works well with dad, knows the game plan. And the guys to his left and right is Caden Grona and Drew Chandler. It's a great unit. They fly around, tackle well. And when that group is playing well, the defense is playing well. When the defense is playing well, the offense can control the ball, control the clock, and be a little more methodical because we can lean on our defense. I would love to sit here and say it's our offensive line because I'm a former offensive line guy. I think, winning in the trenches can really set the tone for your entire team. But they're not there yet. They're young. They're getting better. But I would say right now that Mike, Sam, and Will, those 3 linebackers are pretty salty.
Coach, how big is the community of Harper right now? I mean, you got game 1 with a win. The team moms, oh my goodness, the moms are getting after it this year. I mean, just all the things that they do. But more importantly, I mean, you're seeing Harper flags and painting the town and things like that, even on cars. How big is that? I mean, they're packing the house. They're not just watching it on film.
Yeah, it's a great place, and obviously we all want to win football games, and that's kind of what we're after. But that's really not my main goal. My main goal is to raise good kids in a good community, and my platform just happens to be football. Like Miss Rose and the band director, her platform is band, and the cheer sponsor is cheer, and we are all given by God some type of platform to serve kids and try to teach them right and wrong and help them grow up, the things that they're going to use later on in their life as far as working together with one another. But yeah, anytime we do well, there is a buzz. We just had the Gillespie County Fair Parade, and Harper, I heard through the grapevine, Harper led the parade, and that was a big dang deal because we're in Gillespie County too. It's not just Fredericksburg.
Yep.
But yeah, we have great volleyball success with Coach Gina Lumpkins, and the band went to state last year, and football starting off with a win, 1-0. I've said it a million times. We have great kids in Harper. We really, really, really do. I got here 9 years ago, and the first time you check roll, Smith, here, sir. Thompson, here, sir. Krenwelge, here, sir. I'm like, they're saying here, sir? That's just what they do? So that's just been decades and decades of just kind of the Harper culture as far as how kids act. But I don't think it has to necessarily be about winning. They're there if we're not, and that's a sign of a great community. You said those moms. We just recently had a Moms of Fall where the kids put the moms through a practice. We, of course, us the coaches, we get to laugh. They put them through bag drills and throwing and catching drills, and we do Moms of Fall. We do decals with dads, try to get the dads involved. We did Midnight Madness. We have a sleepover. I try my best to get the community involved as much as we can. But yeah, there's a buzz. There's a buzz. We got to also, I have to mention too, probably the most new teachers we've ever had in Harper. And, okay, why did you lose teachers? Why, I don't know. People change. But the new people that are coming in have brought such a newness and a new energy and a new vibe. And that's okay. Change is good. And there's new people. And a lot of them that are coming here figured out what I did 9 years ago. Like, man, Harper's just kind of diamond in the rough and does things a little bit differently. It's a special, special place, small town that I found my home 9 years ago. And I plan on being here until they kick me out the door.
Not anytime soon.
I'll ask you a question off camera, but because there's something I want to know because I do your pest control. But I just want to know something off the camera. So home field advantage here. Home field advantage. I'm going to get to you off the camera because I don't.
Okay.
You know me. I'm excited. I'm already looking forward to next season. Is there any surprises that you kind of already know about with this new redistricting coming up? Who you're going to schedule? Is that in the works?
I know about as much as y'all do and numbers and, talk and gossip, but I don't know what they're going to do. I think I've heard rumors that Bracketville's coming up. I've heard rumors that Centerpoint's coming up. I don't see how a Johnson City and Stockdale stay down again. I think Johnson City was in the low to mid or maybe mid to high 240s. And we turned in 186. We're kind of in a number where we really can't move up or down. We're just who we are. And then Mason, every year we give Mason and Coach McLeod a hard time that they sneak in by 2 kids. I don't know how that works. I openly give them a hard time about it. But I don't know. If a Johnson City leaves and a Stockdale leaves, because Stockdale was the huge surprise. Nobody saw that one coming. Maybe we go back to Harper, Centerpoint, Bracketville, Junction, and Mason. I know they're the most northern school. We've had Ozona in there before. Rock Springs. I would assume they would stay down, but I don't know. And then, Junction, God, last year, I don't know if y'all saw that, they made it by half a kid. And when that happened, I texted Coach Freeman. I said, what's the buzz like in Junction? He said, man, not very good. We missed it by half a kid. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there either. But if you look geographically speaking, with if Brackettville's up with where they're located, you got to pull in a us and a Center Point, and I know you got Ozona and Sonora out there. I always thought, shoot, this is now year 9 for me. There's been times where I didn't think Mason was going to be with us. I thought there was enough west to southwest teams, and somebody would pull Mason up north to go with San Saba or I don't know, Coleman, Goldthwaite, maybe go up there. But no, y'all probably know more than I do with the Padilla poll and all these guys guessing out there. I don't know.
We just always go with the flow. I mean, what we think and what those guys think are way off, man. We're like,
UIL has a mind of their own.
Why are they going here? What doesn't make no sense? But I know it. Basically, I always like when you would say it is what it is.
Yep, that's right.
Coach, what was I going to ask you? No comments yet. I think we had one, but that's.
I'm not reading that one.
Yeah, that was yeah. Coach, how's the family? I mean, it takes a strong wife to be a coach's wife and everything. How's she doing and everything? And the kids, I mean, you're doing a mile a minute right now.
Yeah. I sometimes I wonder why we do what we do. She's the pharmacy manager at the HEB in Fredericksburg. So yeah, it seems like ever since COVID hit, with COVID shots, flu shots, she has an immunization room, phones ringing off the hook, trying to schedule people. So she's super, super busy, and it's a stressful job being a pharmacist in general, but being the manager as well of the HEB pharmacy there. So she works a pretty busy schedule. She doesn't feel sorry for me at all, and I need that. She doesn't let me sleep in and baby me by any means. She's tough, and I need her. She's tough on our kids. She cracks the whip on homework and behavior. And we have 3 kids together. Freddie, he's a 10-year-old. He's in the 4th grade. He goes to Harper with me. Josie is my little 2nd grader. She's also in Harper with me. And then my little one, and he ain't little. He went to the doctor the other day. He just turned 3. His name's Otto, and he was, I think, 46 pounds, and he was in the 99.7 percentile in weight and like 98 percentile in height. He's a big kid, cool little kid. He's now at Bethany Lutheran in Fredericksburg. Mm-hmm. And then when he's of age for 4K, he'll come to Harper with me, and he'll get into kindergarten, and then I'll have all 3. So just a good example to get. But you're right, I'll have great women that support us. But like just today, at 3:30, I go to the front of the elementary. I pick up Freddie and Josie. We come back down to the field house. Kids come in, get dressed. We get in the gator. We drive up to our practice field. Freddie and Josie in the 2nd and 4th grade fill water bottles. Move equipment. And then my wife today worked until I think about 5. Her schedule's always changing. Yeah. And then she comes in and she picks up Freddie and Josie from practice by about 5:30. I got done by about 6:15. I walk in the house and Otto's crying and there's food at the island and the dogs are barking and it's just chaos. And, jumping on this with you guys and enjoying this time with y'all and sharing my story and talking about Harper football. And here before too long, it'll be bedtime, brushing teeth, homework's already done, and you just got to hit the repeat button tomorrow. And I just think that kids like that growing up in a small town, being a coach's kid, I hope they turn out to be great people because of it.
Amen. I think small town life and football life, all that together, I think it raises up to be a great kid. Nothing against big cities, but there's something about small town life, being interactive with the community at a young age. It's something to see. I think that. But what I want to know is, on being a head coach and athletic director, What is the one thing that gets under your skin as a head football coach?
What's your pet peeve?
Do we lose them?
No, sure.
Am I cutting out? Because y'all are cutting out a little bit. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I think you cut out a little
I can hear
bit.
you now. I can hear you now.
Did you hear a question?
My signal's kind of weak. No, say it again.
What is your pet peeve about being a head football coach? What gets under your skin? He's cutting out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. And I'm getting better at it. That no doubt it's I can answer that one easy. No doubt it's emails and phone calls. I just want to be with my kids. I want to cut a question. I mean, that's no doubt. So what I've learned from that is I try to have my coaches answer stuff. I try to forward emails. I try to delegate a little bit more. But yeah, everybody wants a piece of you. They always want to talk to you. They always want to, and I'm not complaining about you guys. This is fun stuff. But no, it's just the daily, the phone calls, the emails. Of course, I carry a radio, and sometimes I just want to hide and watch film in the office.
Yes.
I give a shout out to Coach Zenner and the Harper Longhorns right here, right now. Well, we got a few more minutes to go and everything, and go from there. All right, Coach. I mean, now it's what is one of the things that, like, I mean, it's Thursday night. I know you go out, you have to be out there for the JV games and things like that as well, because you want to see what's going on. Plus, maybe they might learn something about what's going to happen on varsity. But on Friday, it's lunchtime or maybe a snack. Is there one thing that you just got to have throughout the day, whether it's a drink of, choice like a soda or coffee or a food, a sandwich? Is there something that you just got to have that Friday of during game day? And that is the internet right there for you. Great.
Terrible with the energy drinks. Staff told you all that, but yeah. My go-to would be caffeine.
Like coffee or just energy drinks or both? We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, can you guys hear me?
Go ahead.
I have internet trouble.
Go ahead.
It says weak signal or medium signal. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you now. If you have to be off camera, that's all right. I mean, we can put a picture of you up there. I don't know if that helps out. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we do know about with the Harper Longhorns beating.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yeah. We can hear you. How about now?
Yeah, we're done.
Coach?
Yeah.
It's all good.
You guys get me now?
Well, yes, sir.
I can hear you.
I think when you're talking, it's a little better. I mean, it'll kind of come, but when you're talking and continue, it usually stays on pretty good. But we try. Back and forth. All right. Well, let's try one more.
Yeah, I can hear you. It just breaks up a little bit.
I got you. Well, let's try one last question. I know internet issues and everything with no big deals. One of them things, and of course, we got your pet peeve question out and everything. But what makes Coach Zenner this year compared to all the other years, Coach Zenner?
Say it again.
What makes Coach Zenner this year compared to all the other years, Coach Zenner this year?
I don't know. I think going back to talking to my dad after that first game, and I told him something we did, and he goes, well, you know what? He goes, Chad, you can't be anybody else. You can't try to emulate any other coach around or someone you've seen. He said, you just got to be you. And I don't know what old is anymore. Y'all might joke, but I'm 38. I'm going into my fourth year. I'm getting to the point to where I don't really stress about the little things as much anymore. I used to get so worked up in my own head about the program and record and all this stuff. And I would say going into this year, I'm probably the most mature, emotionally mature, mentally mature, kind of just knowing what I can do and what I can't do, and only controlling what I can control. And I'm not saying that is going to mean anything on the football field or what our record is, but I just feel like I got a community's at and what they need from me and kind of what my role is. I say go 10-0, but I think God put me in the right place at the right time in a community that I fit with. And if I didn't fit, kind of my thoughts in Harper, then I would have moved down the road, or maybe they would want me to move down the road. But so far, it's a good fit. And I would say, to answer your question, this year version of me is, I'm just kind of pretty grounded and down to earth. The Lake family we've talked a lot about has been so good to my family. I've enjoyed coaching Bryson. He's taught me a lot about how to be a coach, and I'm going to take kind of some of these things we're learning together, down the road for the rest of my career. So just kind of the kind of pinnacle of my time here, and I feel like I got a great grasp of kind of who we are.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And, man, we are looking forward. We do got a couple of game of the weeks with you guys. Well, I know that we're going to be, of course, the Center Point game is always big, but also we'll be on the road helping cover St. John Paul II as well on that game as well for you guys as our Hill Country Nation game of the week. So we're looking forward to those as well. All right. Well, it is what it is, but you know what? Coach Zenner is always, as always, a gracious coming on and helping us out here tonight. Appreciate you, Coach. And we're going to try to keep you online because Trey got that question he wants to answer for you for sure. Love the background. Check it out, baby. Go Horns. Yeah, boom. There you go. All right. That is going to do it for another episode of the Hill Country Nation Sports Wrap-Up Show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And, of course, you want to catch us on Friday night because this week the Petula Cowboys at the Banbara Bulldogs. But we are so thrilled to have Horn Pride and the Harper Longhorns here with Coach Zenner here tonight. Thank you so much. And as always, we love you. We appreciate you. And I am out of here. Tomorrow night, we'll be back.